I wanted to see Hobbs versus Sha'Carri because I want to see if Sha'Carri's wins translated to being number one in the U.S. because Hobbs, in my opinion, gets to hold on to the number one spot until she's dethroned. She hasn't done any races to prove that she's not number one. So I was hey, they'll race each other, and then we can decide. Is Sha'Carri now the new number one, or is it still Hobbs? But now we don't get that. So it's a bummer.
What do you think would have happened?
The meet director, Max Siegel, even made announcements about how, like, yeah, it's a bummer, but at the end of the day, like, he admitted that the athletes look at regular season meets as tune-ups for the meets that matter, which is USA's and Worlds.
Let's pretend the race happened, the final, that is.
Okay.
And taking what we saw from the semis, where Toulouse ran 10.88 with a plus 1.3, Richardson ran 10.9 minus 0.8, and then Hobbs 10.95 in the same heat as Toulouse. What do you think would have happened? Would you rearrange any of the top 5 or top 10 in the world based on what you saw in a prelim? I know that's hard.
No, nothing. I would not take any. I'd throw out the result.
Okay. Well, that was a short game. I thought both of them looked great because they both eased down.
Exactly.
I think you can make an equal argument for both of them. I think we could have seen a sub 10.8 just based on how much they were slowing down at the end. We will never know. That's correct. But I think we could have seen something in the 10.7s. And I think what this did, Richardson's run like, we know Richardson is sharp right now. We know she's running really well. She's doing great. But this was a second good result for Toulouse in a row after what she did in Florida. Again, I know it's only a semi, but I think Toulouse is firmly in that top 5, knocking on the door of top 3 right now, just because she's out there and she's racing, even if she's not in these finals. And credit, again, to the winner, Kinnison. That's twice under 11 seconds this year for her.
What are your thoughts overall? Like, are you upset, or are you just like, this is our sport, this is what's going to happen?
Yeah.
We're going to pretend that these races matter, but at the end of the day, they don't.
It's how the sport is run. It's how the incentives are structured within the sport. I mean, I know people like to talk about track having a marketing problem and all that stuff. Track has a track problem, first and foremost, to put it simply. Track has a track problem that needs to be fixed structurally over the long term. It's not going to be done on a short-term basis. It's not going to be done because you have a meet in a bigger city. It's not going to be done because you have a food truck show up at your meet. It's a bigger problem than that.
Who do you think would have won, Sha'Carri or Toulouse?
Well, that's what I was asking you, and you said it didn't matter. It didn't count. That's what I was trying to ask you.
Well, you were asking me, what do you take from the prelim on your ranking? And I was like, well, nothing. Those results don't matter. Who I think is going to win is a different question. I think Sha'Carri would have won. Yeah,
I mean, the minus 0.8 versus the 1.3. Again, they're both slowing down though, but I give the slight edge to Richardson.